Welcome to Unix Lab. Today this is Karthik Bandani, UR14CS236. So today I'm gonna do my lab experiment number 7, that is system calls of Unix. So in this we have to perform the 4 operations, that is to create a file, to create using a system call create, then open, then write, then read and close. So for the particular experiment we have to create the file using system call create. So this is the syntax for creating a file, which will in return give me a file descriptor, and I will store that file descriptor in a variable fd and print it and do the particular operation. So here is my program which I have performed in C programming language. So initially we have to include all the header files which is required for the file operation purpose. So stdio.h is for input and output, and these all libraries for exit, and all the other header files are the operations performed for file operations. Then the particular variables are to be declared, that is fd for file description, choice for entering the choice, bytes for taking the input, and buffer to store the input in the buffer. So initially the user will give the option of creating, opening, write, read or closing the file. So for if a user gives an option 1, so it will go to case 1. Here the file descriptor will be equal to the syntax. So as the syntax of the creation of a file is that it will return a file descriptor value. So then create the name of the file. Here in my program the name of the file is myfile.txt and 07555. So 0755 is the particular value which is given to create a file. 0755 is calculated, so which in return will give me a file descriptor, and I will print that the file descriptor is this. So particular operation of creating a file will be executed. Then now for opening the file, case 2 is to open the file. So myfile.txt. So in the above value we were writing the value 0755, that is for creating the file. We can also pass an argument with this open, read, write. So the file will only open in read write mode. So it will return a file descriptor which will store in fd, and we'll display that. Now the file which has been opened, it can be read or write. So any option the user gives can be performed accordingly. The third option is for writing in the file. So enter the data, whatever data the user want to enter, we will enter it. Scan through the scanf function, and then store it into a particular byte using write, and in that buffer string length, whatever buffer is there, we will calculate the length of the buffer, that is in that particular array what is the length of the data is entered and stored in the byte, and print that the bytes written is the variable byte. So for example I have printed Karthik, so Kartik, so it's a 6 length word, so it will tell that 6 bytes are stored, and then lc fd00, which is the argument. Now for the fourth one we have to read. So we will simply call the system call read, and the file descriptor and the buffer, then the size of the buffer which will be stored in the bytes. So it will tell me that the particular size of the buffer or the particular value inside the file is this much, and it will print, and the particular read option will be performed. In the end the fifth option is to close. So I will call the system call close, and in that the file descriptor value will be passed. So the particular file having the file descriptor value which is passed as an argument in close will be closed, and then exit 1. So for performing exit 1 I am using the standard the header file std lib.h, so it will be successfully computed. So this was my program, and this is the particular output of my program which I have performed in Putty SSH client. So in this I've asked the user to enter one of the options. So he enters first option is to create. So it's created. So the file descriptor when is returned as 3. So then the second option is to open. So the user has opened. Now the user app is opened. I've given the permission to open in read and write mode both. So now the user can write or read whatever he wants to do. So the file descriptor now increments by 1, that is now it's 4. Now the user gives the input. Now the user gives the input at 3 to write and writes Karthik, and which will be stored. So Karthik is a 6 alphabet word. So it will be stored and it will be shown that the bytes written is 6 bytes. Now choose the file operation if the particular user wants to read. So the option is given 4. So whatever is written in the file will be stored, will be displayed, and then the last one is closed. So as soon as 5 is called, the close system call will be called, and the exit will be run and the program will be exited. In the end, the file closed is file descriptor 4. So whatever file descriptor is there will be displayed that this is the final file descriptor of the particular file. So this was the result of my program. This is a script which I have done in C programming. So thanks for watching.